Hello again everyone, GC13 here. It's time for video number 4 of our Prison Architect Alpha 12 tutorial. We're right where we left off in video 3, however I have gone up here and I have made a decision on the solitary confinement wing. We're going to have, I believe that's 15 cells. That should be more than enough. We're going to move our cleaning closet up here. That should give us plenty of people. And we're going to have a very large common room. We're going to make this our hallway access, and all of this is going to be common room, so we should be able to get plenty of stuff for our prisoners. And once all that is done, we should be able to carry on with getting our second cell block. I'm not going to lay the foundation for that anytime soon, however, I just want to make sure that I get the 8 more cells in. And that should be enough when I have a population of 48 prisoners to have 2 workshops going, and that should be all I really need. I should not need more than that. It's just like the infirmary. I should hopefully never need more than the 1 bed. There should be no way I ever have 15 people locked up in solitary at once, but these are the kinds of things where you want to have them just in case. You can't always control everything. Up there, he decided he's hungry. And he doesn't want to take just the 1. So I looked again. I was watching as my prisoners ate, and I saw that I did not have enough food for everyone here. Which means I should probably give some real thought to putting in another cooker, and we'll go ahead and put in another fridge because we see they're keeping stacks on the ground here. We don't want them doing that. So we'll make that the first thing we spend our money on. We'll put in a new cooker and a new fridge, and this is, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a lot of cash. So we're going to be busy tonight. I think actually the first thing I'm going to do is hire some more workers. Oh, look at that. Almost 12,000 in revenue because of that 370 down here, and I have not even finished the workshop yet. So we're going to go up to 12 workmen now. 12 workmen. And the very first thing we're going to do is add in another cooker, another fridge, and another cook. And we're going to finish off the workshop as well. Gotta have that money. So we're just going to make sure that's maxed out. 20 employees, 29 employees. Again, should probably get that taken care of sooner rather than later, but I want these cells in. These cells are my first priority. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the beds and the toilets, and then once everything's set down and plumbed in, then we're going to do the walls. And last will finally be the jail doors. Whoops. And always I'm forgetting to pay attention to my power supply. If I have one bad flaw, it's that. That's okay. Nobody needs power to build. They have their flashlights. We'll be fine until they get these 2 capacitors in. We'll just start rebooting our capacitors. Again, this is because of the bad tutorial, a point of confusion for a lot of players, so it's probably good that I make this mistake often, so people get plenty of chances to see how I have to turn each capacitor on individually. I'm betting that'll be enough. Let's see. Yep. Let's see, that's 48 table space, that's good. Might as well increase that capacity a bit. Again, I like to go a bit more seating than my prisoners will need. You can make do with less. And you know what? Just let's check my needs report. I want to know, is it more important to have TVs or... Yeah, really? They want TVs and phone booths. So we're going to go ahead and put in some of each. Again, this is just so they don't waste their time in the canteen, because they have to be here anyway, whether or not they're eating. So we might as well let them take care of some needs while they're here. And I have a little bit of extra money, which I'm going to go ahead and spend on piping. The rest of it, again, I am going to reserve for my... I'm going to spend the last bit of money I have on the sheet metal during the day. And I think I will put in this divider wall so that I can assign or I can assign guards to both cells, or both sides of the cells. But that'll take a little while longer. I'm going to go ahead and put in another bin right next to this cooker, and I'll have another cooker there. So we have one bin shared by two cookers, again, so that the workmen don't need to take too many trips with the garbage. Let's assign our guy to the shower. And you two. The prisoners won't go here anyway, if they would have to walk through a staff-only zone to get there. But again, you might as well go ahead and set it just so it looks all nice and neat on the deployment screen. No big deal. No big deal. Lots of people unhappy with their hygiene. We got enough shower heads for them all, though. See, that number of serious complaints is going down as they're able to get their showers in. Shower time is going to be your most dangerous time of the day, though, because they get very dirty as they sleep. Not as they work, only while they sleep. Now we're on to food. Hopefully there will be enough food for everybody. That should feed just about everyone. Hopefully the really hungry ones will go for the food first. See, the guys who aren't so big on the TV, or aren't so big on the food needs, will go for the phone booths first, except this guy. I don't know why he decided that he had to talk to his family, but he has plenty of time to grab some food and get to eating. See, he's sitting, but you'll see that food need slowly going down. I do not believe they used to just say sitting back in Alpha 11. I think it used to say eating. And do I want to spend the money on this? Do I? That would be 800. No, I'll wait until tonight. I just want to make sure I have enough money to keep these saws fed. Because I have a pretty lengthy work schedule, 10-hour day, which I could lengthen if the needs report said I could. I will probably not do a cut today, just so I can keep an eye on that. We're gonna watch the cooks while we're here too. Still have not collected all of the trays, but that's okay. They have plenty of time before they'll start preparing food. I can't remember exactly how many hours in advance, but they have several hours. They have several hours before they're thinking about making more food, so they have plenty of time to take care of all of that. And I have not forgotten about my workshop improvement project, moving the water pump station down so that I can give my workers easy access. Another easy thing I could do would be to go to materials and put either paving stone or concrete tiles down on here to change the move speed from slow to fast, so that the workmen would be able to get their job done more quickly. What my laundry guys are doing right now. Standing around doing nothing, like always. That's why you don't bother assigning too many people to the laundry. Where's the laundry basket at? They might have lost it. In which case, I will have to give them another one. I might need to give them another one anyway. There's... yeah. Let's go ahead and give them 2 more laundry baskets, because they do have a lot more cells to get to than they used to. Maybe that will make them more productive. We can always hope. Half an hour until we have our first break. They don't really need it, except for a couple guys who have to shower and take a wee. We'll give the workmen time to put some sheet metal on these saws. I'm not concerned. There's another laundry basket, just standing around. Come on, guy, take a shower. You need a shower. There we go. Let's see, I have 5, 10, 18, 24 shower heads. I should probably install some more. I'll install them on these walls before I put them side by side. I don't think crowding them all into side by side will be too big an issue. I think they're more likely to start fights if they can't find a shower head than if they have to shower next to somebody. So, and I'm gonna again have 8 more cells. I'll zone those right now. And you'll see the light from the lights actually travels pretty far. These places are rather well lit, even though these right here are not powered. Really wish I could just tell them, put the laundry basket here, right in the middle. But they're getting everything done, so I can't really complain. This is where our money's made, though. It's never too early to start planning for your second workshop. Again, we always knew this was going to be where it went. And if I look at the deployment again, I can cut this down to 3, so that'll be 23. Yep, I'll just have to pillage a few from the cleaning cupboard, and once I get the right amount of prisoners in, like see, 8 prisoners will bring me up to almost maximum. And then it's just a question of how long until I get a minimum load in before... How many do I lose before I get another minimum load in? I am wondering if it would be wise for me to use this as a holding cell this area right here, before expanding the common room, I'll just put in several beds in there, and I can use that as overflow. Because, again, when you're working your prison up at maximum, when you're trying to work it at maximum capacity, I can add in a few extra prisoners of capacity before I build a whole 48 prisoner cell block. And I can make sure that I always have enough people in here to feed workshop number 2. But really, that's only going to be a concern for a few nights. Once I get the second workshop up and running, I'll be able to finance one of these very quickly. It would be 35,000 probably to make one of these cell blocks once I had the foundation in. And that's only a few days of one workshop, so I'll probably not bother with the holding cell. Again, the holding cell works if you want to keep this number, your current prisoners, as close to the maximum capacity as possible. But for general use, you don't need it. I'm more concerned with getting in my metal detectors and some closed-circuit television monitors. But free time, good, because that was when you're ordering sheet metal, you can have one order that will take you into negative bank balance. Once you're in negative bank balance, it doesn't matter if it's -1 or -1,000, you can't go any further into the negative. So, just reassigning a guard there. So, that was ideal for me to only go into negative after I had right as the work finished. That means that they won't have to do any work ferrying sheet metal overnight. It's just I'm going to get all of my license plates in, and I will start my building. I'll finish these cells first, then I will start the second workshop. I just can't stand all of this being left unfinished. I'm making enough money from workshop number 1. I'm not that desperate to start workshop number 2 yet. The jail doors, you'll see, although it looks very unsightly to build it like this, it's actually not very important to get those jail doors in. The only thing you really want the jail doors in for is... See, that's one of the reasons I have to be very careful with to put in the door only after the foundation is finished, because if any of these prisoners' doors are shut, it's detected as a way out. If you put in the door before the foundation finishes, and even the people inside their cells will start trying to get out. Let's see if we did better on the meal time today. Yep, we got ample ingredients. We got lots of people who haven't decided to take food yet, but we'll see at the end of the cycle. It's only enough for 5 prisoners left. They better hurry up if they want to eat. They dilly-dallied too long. Let's see, the big question though is the need, and there are only a few people with minor food needs. Again, hopefully they'll rush to the canteen in the morning, and that will not stack up and be a problem. So all we are waiting on is our license plate money. I'm not even going to try to guess. How much it's going to be. It's going to be a lot. $15,000, I should have guessed. I kid you not, that is actually what I would have guessed. If you had made me. And let's go spend it all, shall we? Actually, normally when I'm building my cell blocks, I will prefer concrete walls for the interior walls, And if I had a choice, I would want concrete on the exterior wall as well. I decided this time I would do something a little different. I'm already being more efficient, running the toilets in a line where I can have the quick and easy plumbing. Or what I would have had to do before would be to run them up each and run the small pipes this way and this way, since I wouldn't be able to get them in a nice even line. But since I'm doing it this way, I think I'll do this from now on, since I can just have the large pipe running outside and straight down the line. And free prisoners no more. I'm really hoping that laundry basket doesn't get stuck in the wall there. You have options. What you usually have to do, you'll have to go into your save file, find that laundry basket, and delete it. It's just like if you have a emergency vehicle that gets stuck out here and it's not stuck on a tree. I believe this was the tutorial where I had to remove a tree from their side of the road. You see, that obviously doesn't block our supply trucks, but trees will block the emergency vehicles and the hearses taking dead bodies from your morgue. So you have to watch out for that. And now, the moment of truth. Jail doors. All that money just flies right out the window. That is why I held off on doing these cells until I had the cash. I do have enough money, but not, well, go ahead. Don't want to knock that wall down, I want to keep it. Yeah, fine, we'll do that. And again, that is the end of my building. So, let's deploy some guards, one to the shower and one to each cell block, and that is where these two will remain for pretty much the rest of the game. I want them even if you don't assign a patrol route, you'll see they will slowly move up and down so that they can provide you vision of everybody in the cell block. And it just so happens that they're also on hand in case there's a fight in the shower. Since my prisoners will not still be in their cells, though, by the time this foundation finishes, I'm going to hold off on putting the jail door in. I don't need that building today, it can wait. But I'll be able to get half of the machines in tonight. And I'll start with the closed circuit tonight, too. It's expensive, but I'll have plenty of money. The workshops seem to just be a lot more efficient in Alpha 12 than they were in Alpha 11. I really wish I had timed the workshops in Alpha 11. I suppose I could always go back to the introversion site and download the Alpha 11 build and time them, but there would be no real point in that. Okay, guys, there you go. It took you 10 minutes to figure it out, but it is shower time, so let's go. Oh! Oops. Well, see, that's what happens if you accidentally knock the walls down. And now I have to spend to replace that. I don't have to, but I'm going to, so that I can keep kitchen staff only. I could set this whole area staff only, but I won't. I'm just gonna make it, because I will eventually need this to be regarded as its own space, so that again I can assign prisoners to it. That's a very important part of running a workshop, is having workers assigned to it. And let's go fix our deployment. Staff only. And you know what, we'll leave this so that prisoners can clean it. We'll check our needs. Food is again looking pretty good. It's work time. A few people have small needs, but many of them don't have any real work to be doing. They're just on the cleaning crew. New prisoners. I'm gonna actually go ahead and take my guys off the cell block just so we can get these guys in that much quicker. Going on the honor system in the workshop. Please don't steal anything. I'll shake you down later anyway. I'll do another shakedown tonight. That's what I'll do. And we look up here, 17 prisoners. That's far too many for us. We're not planning on expanding our cell block very much anytime soon, so we're really going to have to hope for some releases, or again, we could always put in a holding cell if it becomes important to us to get in a few more prisoners. And again, we have a spot right in our layout for that. It's actually a little far from the shower. I might put the holding cell here and make that the new common room and eventually expand it down. But again, I don't plan on making a holding cell at all. We should be fine. Let's see, we already have many capacitors up here. Probably what I'll do is I will put in a new power station. I'm thinking here by deliveries. We'll put in a new power station there, and we will hook it in. We'll just wire it in here, and we'll go ahead and destroy this wire right here, so that this power station is only powering the workshops, these rooms, and the kitchen and the canteen. Because you do not want your power station wires to cross. That will just bring down both of the power stations. It'll be as if you had a overload, as you have so often seen me do. So when you're putting in a second power station, you have to plan on making sure that making sure you don't cross your wires. And so that's what we'll do. We'll just dismantle utility, take out that connection, and we'll have one power station for here. So basically our two biggest power hogs, and really the kitchen's not a slacker either. And we'll have another power station to power the rest of the prison. Mostly lights, but also the laundry. Those laundry machines do take up a little bit of power. Also the CCTV monitors take up a bit of power. But really, although we have room for at least 12 monitors, I'm having a hard enough time thinking of where to put the cameras for 3. We'll have one right here, and that'll give us a good view of our entire solitary block. And again, we'll have one for the cleaning cupboard. The expanded common room will actually probably need 2. I'll just put one at each end, because it'll be pretty long. You'll see it'll start at its south end, it'll start flush here, so I know it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 cells, so I'll only be able to see up to here with one camera. So 2 cameras will just let me see the whole thing. And because of the bug, the laundry will let me see into this hallway. The walls are no barrier to closed-circuit television cameras. And I don't mind if they use that for traffic. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll put some cameras in the showers. I'll be creepy. Right there, and that'll give me a view of the entire place. Because the shower is 22 wide, and we only have a view of 12, so I'll need it. If they want to shower in privacy, they can serve their sentence and go back to the private sector. They don't mind having a guard standing and watching them, so they won't mind the camera. So see, that's a few cameras we're putting in. Maybe we'll put one in for the morgue. I know Stuff Plus likes to do that, just in case any of his dead people start to rise up again as zombies. Although if I would really want a solitary door if I was worried about that, because that door is not going to stop any Zed for long. You know there has to be a zombie mod for Prison Architect now. They're going to have to do that at some point. If introversion doesn't cash in, some fan will. So we're going to end this tutorial in just a few minutes. We're going to let these guys work, and we'll probably see what our payday is. And maybe we'll spend some time thinking about how we're going to do it. Do we want to spend it... Whoa. Now you see, I'm already out of sheet metal. I did not notice that I ran that close. They definitely must have sped up the machines then. Okay, so my prisoners are actually going to get some time off today, because there's no use keeping them here if they... So we'll just let them run out of sheet metal. And we'll just put in some extra free time for them. Good for them. Very good for them. But other than that, we have 9 prisoners for every guard. We have all maximum security prisoners. We still have not had any kind of an incident here. So we're doing very well on this prison, and again, it is all about this common room. You see they've just gotten off of work, and they still have very small family and recreation needs, and sure, they should have been at work for a little while longer, but you probably would not have even seen any high needs, let alone any critical needs. And without prisoners who feel like they're being... I mean, we have 46 prisoners, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 27 or 28 of which... Nope, we're up to 30. Plenty of which say that they're being well treated. That's going to keep our danger level in the prison very, very low. Nobody's going to feel tense. Nobody's going to just start a fight because they can't take it anymore. They're not going to be mad as heck. 34. Let's see. I'm a good warden. I'm good to my prisoners if they're good to me. I think I will reward them with those fancy tiles. I will make some room in the budget for some fancy tiles, and that'll run me about 1,600. They have earned the fancy tiles in the shower, I think. I hope you all think so too. It actually looks very nice. It adds a touch of class to the prison. Not quite the level of class that putting marble flooring in the cell hallways would do. I'm going to reserve that for the office area here because, well, you know, why let the prisoners have all the good stuff? Let's go ahead and look at that. It's only normal speed, so I definitely don't want that anywhere where my workmen might be traveling. It's bad enough that they still have this dirt. I should probably add in the concrete tiles down here too. That would be... That is one expense that I will leave it up to you all, whether I take that expense or whether I leave it. Is it worth it putting in the concrete tiles here? They're getting the fancy tiles unless like all of you scream and riot and say no, don't give them fancy tiles, but I think they've been good to me. I really do. We're going to spring for some metal flooring up in here. It adds a very dark, ominous look to the solitary cells. So we're going to do that. Let's get some eyes in here. And that'll be one of the benefits of having the closed circuit television monitors, which are again another choice to prioritize them. The metal detectors. Should we shake them down after this? No, I've just been talking about how good they are. They can wait for the shakedown. Let's check our contraband report. They do have plenty of weapons. I don't know, guys. I don't like that. Okay, you know what? We'll add one more guard. Oh, I forgot. Okay, we'll make do. I forgot I'm in negative. So we'll just take these guys away, and it's shakedown time. I know you guys want to go to sleep. But you guys, again, have a very low danger level, and so now is the perfect time for me to take advantage of your trust. To find those weapons. And, as an added bonus, I have the contraband overlay, so I'll be able to trace back each and every one of the items that my officers find. I just like to zoom in and listen to them talk. Again, I said it last time. They sound like Combine soldiers. Ooh. See that payday? It was $15,000 I got in revenue. And that wasn't even from a full workday. I had to quit 3/4 of the way through. Let's see here. This knife. Where is... What did I just order to be done? This knife. Contraband overlay. Smuggled in. Cleaning brush. Smuggled in. Booze. Smuggled in. You notice a trend here. Needles. Smuggled in. I am running such a good prison. I don't even bother to check them for anything when they come in the door, and they still like me so much, they're not going to take advantage of me by stealing anything. Up a shank. Where'd you find the shank, buddy? You smuggled it in. See, again, it shows the path taken by it. You see, he walked this way before we had that wall in. They're even smuggling forks in. They like me so much, they're not going to even steal the forks from the kitchen or from the canteen. Had to check what that was. I do wonder what kind of prisoner would say, you know, I'm going to prison, what I'm going to need is a cleaning brush. I'm going to sneak that in. Poison. Now that probably came from the cleaning closet. Yep. Came from the cleaning cupboard. Baton. Oh, I do not like you guys having batons or shotguns. What did I say about shotguns, guys? Smuggled the baton in, and the ooh, same guy who had the... he's trouble. He is trouble. Well, that shotgun's out of circulation now. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend any time building. I'm just gonna show you guys the last of the shakedown. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to fix my regime. Get that last bit of work in. So, as you guys can see, we're not really having much trouble from our prisoners. We're even in the mornings when things are most tense, they're not throwing punches at each other. They're not really stealing a whole lot. Again, it was just that one piece of poison, and we only have 16, 15, 14 places left to go. See, they're starting to get upset with me, all the people who have been unnecessarily searched. It's up to 18 now. And but that only lasts for a few hours. You'll see even during the shakedown, that number will start to go down. But they do search prisoners more quickly than that number will go down. So we only have a couple guys left to search, but we have almost $15,000, and I'm gonna keep at least Yeah, I need to keep at least 1,500, so that means we have 13,000 to spend. What do you guys want to see me spend it on? Should we spend it on the workshop? Should we go ahead and get our other power station in place? Should we fancy up the shower? Should we get our workmen moving more quickly down here? I mean, we have an awful lot of possibilities. We could even move up here so we can finally have our solitary confinement area. Again, nobody needs to go to solitary. I mean, even smuggling in a shotgun, they'll only lock you in your cell for a couple hours, and that is something I'm hoping gets changed. Because really, if you bring in a shotgun, I want you in solitary for quite some time. But what do you think I should spend my money on? Leave it in the comments, and we'll see what happens later this week. This has been GC13. I hope you enjoyed this.